Hello, it's me, the Avatar Fanatic, and today we will be talking about Zuko's arc and how it evolved over the course of Avatar The Last Airbender. So, the first thing I want to mention is if you enjoyed the video, you guys should like and sub to the channel. Only 15% of you guys are sub to the channel, and I would appreciate if you hit the red button down below. Comment if you want to add anything to the video, and let's get on with it. So, there are many things that went into Zuko's character development and things that you guys might have noticed in the show along with me as he was developing. His hairstyles change across the seasons, which emblem something. Maybe his maturity and how it changes along the seasons, or maybe it's his many phases that he goes through to find his destiny and to find his meaning. Another thing anyone can pick up on and notice by watching the show is that Iroh had a huge role in influencing guiding him through his wrongdoings and told him when he did things right. I can recall things like Zuko in the beginning just trying to find his way and capture the Avatar. I also found big moments in his arc at moments when he freed Appa, perhaps, and also trying to date the Earth Kingdom woman, trying to branch out, do new things. Lots of big changes in Zuko's arc were in Ba Sing Se, and I don't think many people realize that. His wrongdoings in the earlier seasons, you could see his life slowly gets in order in the latter seasons. In the earlier seasons, he was plagued by his father's demand to go after the Avatar and make him proud by capturing him. Slowly, though, he grew out of love of the idea of doing that. And this was mainly because Iroh got Zuko a better opportunity for himself, which was to make his own destiny, his own honor, and not some that his father would make out of him. He made Zuko comprehensive. In Ba Sing Se, he learned that listening to Iroh, made him, gain stuff. It benefited him. He learned new techniques from him, which included, lightning bending and redirecting lightning, and some other things too, which I won't mention. But it gave Zuko the impression of being able to listen to Iroh and being adaptive, and which would really set up what was in the future for his arc, and one of the main themes, which was his willingness to adapt. And the next thing I wanted to talk about was that a lot of things had major roles in his development, and it wasn't just listening to people. It was a lot of it was the episode Zuko Alone, which I think a lot of people realize because that episode was mostly, if not solely, on him. Zuko Alone. It beautifully represented that he had many hardships and that he had to go through those obstacles to get where he was, which translated to the end of book 3. And it showed how he helped people and how he learned to be more modest and have more compassion for the world. He realized at that time doing the right thing had self-reward and dignity and honor. And at a certain degree, he realized that honor wasn't helping yourself, but it was helping everyone, like that little kid in Zuko Alone when he fought off the soldiers. No matter if the kid hated Zuko for being a Fire Nation member or not, Zuko did the right thing. Or when in book 3 he decided to help Iroh with his tea business, which showed his willingness to help people. And also when he joined Aang for the greater purpose, which was, to rid the world of wrongdoers, to actually do the right thing. And Zuko Alone had a lot of influence on those future decisions. So, mostly because, it was mainly on Zuko, and it really had a deep delve into what Zuko was. Zuko had decisions like betraying Iroh and allying with the Zula once again, which it made him realize that he was on the wrong path at that point. Iroh's advice and wisdom drew Zuko back to him, and Iroh was thankful because he thought Zuko had lost his way. End quote, yeah. He thought he lost himself again, but he was happy to rekindle their relationship. He just wanted the best for him, Iroh wanted the best for Zuko, and he really realized who the people who treated him worse were. Like what Ozai did to Zuko, trying to forge his destiny and stuff, and trying to make him work for him. It's not worth working for. And the person who is your father figure, who went through his own hardships, Iroh, is the actual one worth listening to. And it made Zuko learn the right and wrong path in life. Another good example was Azula, where throughout his whole childhood, Azula mistreated him. So he realized that going back to her was the wrong decision, Zuko's arc represented many lessons that he learned when, in this instance, Zuko sent Combustion Man out to get Aang and put a bounty on Aang. But when he inquired to join Team Avatar, he expressed his regret of doing that. He showed that he learned some of his rights and wrongs and that he learned from his mistakes. When Toph initially rejected him from joining Team Avatar, Zuko had all that built up frustration, and he had a conversation with himself, basically saying how he was wrong for everything, and that, he showed in that moment when he learned in season 1. He went from a kid with many pieces of anger built up from a childhood and trying to find his honor by making his father proud while being mistreated by his sister and his father, to to try and capture the Avatar, to make him work for like his father. That's what his father was trying to do. To season 2, where he was in disarray pretty much. He had many conflicting thoughts about what he should do because Iroh gave him a new opportunity. He was trying to debate whether he wanted to do the right thing or try to find his honor and capture the Avatar. He went through many hardships, which he really molded his character off of, and that really translated for the seasons to come. The season to come, which went to season 3, where it focused on redemption, and not only to redeem himself, but to redeem the mistreatments he made to the world and the Avatar, so he can take down his father, Fire Lord Ozai, and his sister Azula. It was focused on making good of all of Iroh's wisdom and teachings. I think it was important to point out that if Zuko never had Iroh, he never would have done what he did. But one of the satisfying things was at the end, he did it all on his own, all by himself. He went after Azula on his own merit. He joined Team Avatar on his own merit. He made all of these big decisions himself, and that's why I think his arc was perfectly executed across the whole series. And that's why I think his transformation in his arc was really satisfying, and it was one of the most interesting things to come out of the series. I even think it's one of the best arcs in any show, period. Maybe even the best out of any. But anyway, this has been the Avatar Fanatic. Like and sub to the channel if you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, only 15% of you guys are sub to the channel. Comment some suggestions for future videos and who you think had the best arc in any show of all time. And this has been me, the Avatar Fanatic, out.